Welcome to our new talk show, The Mary Alps Show. Here we interview celebrities, political figures, internet personalities and victims of crime. Today we are interviewing the award-winning celebrity, Vanessa Chua Bowlingstone. Welcome to the Mary Alps Show, Vanessa. I'm your host, Mary Alps, and it's so nice to have you on board.
It's so nice to be here, Mary.
10 years ago, you won an Oscar for your role as Elizabeth Bennet in an award-winning adaptation of Pride and Prejudice.
Yes, I have. That was honestly one of the highlights of my career as an actress. When I get awarded for my work, I feel like I have succeeded.
Indeed. Here we have a preview of the award-winning adaptation of a Jane Austen novel, Pride and Prejudice. A movie role that Vanessa Chua had won an award for.
My dear Mr. Bennet, have you heard that Neverfield Park is let at last?
No, I haven't.
But it is. For Mrs. Long has just been here and she's told me all about it. Do you not want to know who's taken it?
You want to tell me, and I have no objection to hearing it.
Well, my dear, you must know Mrs. Long says that Neverfield is taken by a young man of large fortune, from the north of England.
Based on the novel by Jane Austen.
What is his name?
Bingley.
Is he married or single?
Oh, single, my dear, to be sure. A single man of large fortune, 4,000 or 5,000 a year. What a fine thing for our girls.
How so? How can it affect them?
My dear Mr. Bennet, how can you be so tiresome? You must know that I'm thinking of him marrying one of them.
You make me laugh, Charlotte, but it is not sound. You know that it is not sound. And you would never act in this way yourself, Charlotte.
Vanessa Chua is Elizabeth Bennet, and yes, an Asian actress would probably not be able to portray a British character, but everyone is dreadfully scared of the snowflakes and trying hard not to offend anyone.
Lydia, my love, though you are the youngest, I dare say Mr. Bingley will dance with you at the next ball.
Oh, I'm not afraid. Though I am the youngest, I'm the tallest.
Henry Fairlington is Mr. Darcy.
His character was decided. He was the proudest, most disagreeable man in the world.
Come, Darcy, I must have you dance. I hate to see you standing about by yourself in this stupid manner. You much better dance.
I certainly shall not. You know how I detest it unless I'm particularly acquainted with my partner. At such an assembly as this it would be insupportable. Your sisters are engaged, and there is not another woman in the room whom it wouldn't be a punishment for me to stand up with.
Upon my honor, I have never met with so many pleasant girls as I have this evening. And there are several of them, you see, uncommonly pretty.
You are dancing with the only handsome girl in the room.
Oh, she's the most beautiful creature I've ever beheld. But there's one of her sisters sitting down just behind you, who is very pretty, and I dare say agreeable. Do let me ask my partner to introduce you.
She is tolerable, but not handsome enough to tempt me. You had better return to your partner and enjoy her smiles, for you are wasting your time with me. I cannot boast of knowing more than 100 in my whole range of acquaintance, who are truly accomplished.
Nor I am sure.
Then you must comprehend a great deal in your idea of an accomplished woman.
Yes, I do comprehend a great deal in it.
My dear Lizzie, do but consider in what a disgraceful light it places Mr. Darcy to be treating his father's favourite in such a manner. One whom his father had promised to provide for. It is impossible, no man of common humanity, no man who had any value for his character could be capable of it.
If it be not so, let Mr. Darcy contradict it. Besides, there was truth in his looks.
It is difficult indeed, it is distressing. One does not know what to think.
Mr. Darcy?
Oh yes, he was to come there with Wickham, you know. But gracious me, I quite forgot. I ought not to have said a word about it. I promised them so faithfully. What will Wickham say? It was to be such a secret.
If it was to be a secret, say not another word on the subject. You may depend on my seeking no further.
Pride and Prejudice.
You will not believe who has her own talk show.
Who?
Mary Alps. It's called the Mary Alps Show.
Who's Mary Alps?
We went to high school with her. She had this huge crush on you.
Really? I hardly remember her name.
Let me jog your memory.
A high school memory of Mary Alps.
Each student will have 5 minutes to dazzle the classroom with cool rhymes. The first person to read her poem will be Mary Alp. We will take turns in alphabetical order. Mary? Step forward, please.
Me?
Yes, you, Mary. Step forward.
I would love to read my poem now, but I can't. The cat ate my homework.
You don't have a cat, Mary.
Then it was the dog.
Make up a poem, Mary, and do it fast.
Fine. I actually wrote a poem, but you guys can't laugh. It was a slow summer morning. I sat on the bed yawning. How do I get to skip school? I sat and pondered at this incredible wonder, 'cause I really wanted to go to the pool. I came up with a plan, a brilliant plan, of playing sick as I lay in bed. But Mom checked my head, told me to get out of bed, and drove me off to school. As if you can come up with something better.
Oh yeah, I remember Mary Alps. Did she have a crush on me?
Yeah, she had this notebook full of pictures that she took of you. Underneath the pictures she'd write "I heart David," with hundreds of stickers and glitter hearts. She never told anyone.
How did you find out about this?
Some girl stole her journal when she went to the bathroom and we all looked at it.
Lisa.
In my defense, I was 12. I just looked at it, I wasn't the one who took it. Anyway, no one told you because you were so obsessed with Jessica Fishnet Cole.
Jessica.
David, you seriously need to get over Jessica.
One day she might notice me.
Doubtful, very doubtful.
Hey Summer. Want to hang out after work?
Sure, David. Where did you want to take me?
To the park.
Ben.
Summer, I know you're done because of my kids, but I'ma make sure that they respect you. Come back to me, Summer.
Ben, I'd come back to you in a heartbeat. I love you so much.
I love you too, baby.
Hello, I'm standing right here. Can you guys not see me?
Oh goodness, David, I'm so sorry.
Let's elope right now, baby. We could get married for $5 in Vegas. I'm gonna make you my wife, Summer.
Oh Ben, make me your wife.
Are you kidding me? And that was the end of it. Summer and Ben got married in Vegas for $5 on that very day. She sent me wedding photos with a box of chocolates the next day. I sent her wedding photos to some random address in Taiwan. I didn't want them. Now, I'm standing in a pharmacy, thinking about how I lost my chance to be with Summer. Just standing. Maybe I'm about to get kicked out. I better start looking busy before some lady pulls out her pepper spray. Who would have thought I'd still be single at this age? Maybe I need to leave the country for a while, breathe new air. Who in the world is that? I should totally introduce myself. Try not to sound creepy, David. Talk about the weather. No, I should talk about animals, like dogs. Don't tell her that you're scared of cats, David. Don't talk about cats.
Wendell, could you please tell the jury where you were on the 2nd day of February 2023?
I was in Los Angeles on that night. I flew back the following week.
So you could not possibly have been at Sophia's apartment.
Yes, ma'am. I was nowhere there.
So, Vivienne, I see that you decided to have a wild night out, and things got out of hand, did they?
I went to Sophia's apartment because she said she was home alone. I had no idea that she was going to invite 2 men over.
Oh, but Wendell was clearly in Los Angeles on the 2nd of February. He was not in New York. He has a check that was cashed in Los Angeles on the night of your supposed rape.
He's lying. He was at Sophia's apartment on that night and he raped me.
How could we know for sure that what you are saying is true? You clearly have nothing to prove that you were raped. If anything, you could have made this whole thing up.
I'm not making this up.
Then why did you wait for a week to pass before you told anyone about this supposed rape?
Your Honor, I object. Miss Gale is clearly patronizing my client. We have eyewitness testimony which proves that both Colin and Wendell had arrived by 9. We also have security cameras at the entrance of the building that show the arrival of Wendell and Colin. Sophia, could you please tell the court exactly what transpired on the night of the 2nd day of February 2023?
So I called Viv. I was home alone and trying to have fun. Anyway, Viv came over and we were totes having fun, so we ordered pizza. I called Wendell and Colin to come over. I had this huge crush on Wendell, so I thought I'd get with him and Viv would get with Colin. Huge mistake.
Vivienne told me that Wendy, the girl that was delivering pizza on that night, had a confrontation with Colin.
Yeah, Colin smacked Wendy's butt and she started insulting him, so I was like, whatever. I was so wasted.
Why were you wasted, Sophia?
Wendell kept pouring me drinks, so I was like, yeah, he likes me. Until I passed out.
So Wendell could have been drugging your drinks?
Yeah, I had never passed out from drinking alcohol before.
Your Honor, these men had clearly come over with the intention of taking advantage of Sophia and Vivienne. Not only is this apparent in the amount of alcohol they had brought along that night, but in the point that a person has just testified to the fact that she was rendered unconscious by the drinks the defendant had been offering her. I propose that, because Vivienne had not drunk the drinks that they were offering Sophia, she had to be subdued in some other way.
I love the weather today.
Me too, it's wonderful.
You look great today.
Who were you on the phone with earlier?
My brother, he said that Yolandie is looking for me. Yolandie is a girlfriend that I had about 12 years ago. She has a kid, and she says that I'm the father of her child. I don't know why she is only telling me about my boy now.
You should definitely take a DNA test, so that you can know if he is really your son.
Yeah. Carla, I know that this is unexpected, and I know that I should be on my knees right now, but Plotagon app doesn't have a function for getting on your knees.
Sure.
But what I want to ask you is this. Carla June Raphael, will you marry me?
Really? Like, for real? Yes, yes, I'll marry you, Mike. Yes. Right, boy. Today you gonna meet your daddy. I want you to be nice, Nicholas.
For sure, Mama. I may be nice.
I found a school for you over here. 7th grade was packed full, but I found space for you.
Why has my daddy never cared about me?
He didn't know that he had a son. I never told him cause I thought Sean was yo daddy. Found out last week that Sean ain't yo daddy, so it's Mike. Go wash your face, boy. I want you to look good when you meet your daddy.
Hi Yolandie, it's been so long since we've met.
Yeah, all that. Mike, here's my baby daddy. I thought Sean was the daddy, but doctor said he ain't. So, he was my baby daddy.
I'm going to take a blood test to confirm that he is my son.
Yeah, you do that, boo-boo. Paul could also be the daddy, but he ain't an American homo.
Hi.
Hi.
My name is David. I'm a scientist.
Great.
Yeah.
My name is Yolandie. I'm a teacher.
Yolandie? Nice. What kind of name is that?
A South African name. My mom is South African, and my dad is American.
Nice. So, what kind of food do people eat in South Africa? Do South African people eat at restaurants? 'Cause I want to take you out.
That is such a cute way of asking me out.
So, what's a day in your life like?
Well, I usually have to mark a test or a class assignment. At other times I prepare lessons.
That's interesting.
How?
Well, you're a teacher. You get to be one of the most influential people in a student's life. You can teach their open minds anything.
Are you always this weird?
No, I'm just really nervous today.
Right.
Why am I so nervous? Get it together, David. Be cool.
Today Pastor McAndrew and his wife washed the feet of the church members. I had only ever heard of Jesus Christ washing the feet of his disciples, but I had never seen a grown man get on his knees and wash people's feet. He had 2 towels and so did his wife. Together they washed the feet of every member of our church.
Today my wife and I have washed your feet, to give you an example of what you should do for others. Wash one another's feet, as Jesus Christ had washed the feet of his disciples. This is an important Christian tradition, and I want us to start washing one another's feet in this church. My wife Natasha has a few words to share with the congregation.
Church of Jesus Christ, hear my words. Jesus Christ washed the feet of his disciples before his crucifixion. That means that this was a very significant event, just as significant as the Last Supper and the breaking of bread. My husband and I have washed your feet, to begin a tradition in our church, of washing one another's feet.
Today I want us to talk about forgiveness. Jesus Christ has told us to bless them that curse us. This is the kind of love that Jesus Christ expects us to have for one another. In the book of Mark, chapter 12, verse 31, Jesus says, and the second is like, namely this, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. There is none other commandment greater than these. It's one of God's greatest commandments, that we love one another. This is very important in the life of a Christian. We need to love other people. We cannot harbor bitterness and unforgiveness towards anyone because that is breaking one of the greatest commandments of God. Jesus Christ won't allow you into heaven if you have unforgiveness towards another person. What if you find that person in heaven? If someone has wronged you, forgive them. And Jesus adds to that by telling us to bless them that curses. Don't just forgive them, bless them as well. If someone insults you, pray for that person. I want us to practice a life of constant forgiveness, forgiving as well as blessing everyone who wrongs us. The more we do it, the better we get at it.
Debbie came back from London. She has to be on set by tomorrow.
It was great being there, like my second home. We didn't eat out but made all sorts of pastry. Winston was so happy to see me, it was awesome.
Then why didn't you stay for longer?
I have to be filming this week so I couldn't stay for longer. By the way, when I went to England last week my husband told me very interesting stuff about how the devil takes married people to hell.
Really? What did he say?
He said that Christian married couples can go to hell for oral sex and anal sex. Those things are immoral and vile. His pastor told him that many people are in hell for sexual immorality, carnal sexual desires and idolizing sex. Some couples are also in hell for having threesomes.
Is a threesome the thing where 3 people have sex?
Yeah, that's a threesome. Stewart said that homosexual and effeminate Christian men are also in hell. The Christians who have sexual fantasies and watch pornography also go to hell. Many Christians think that the blood of Jesus Christ washes away their filthy habits so they keep doing them.
Yeah, people got this once saved always saved mentality, so they keep messing with the same sins. I believe that holiness is required from every Christian.
He told me that the husband of a Christian woman told her to do illicit sexual acts or else he would divorce her. She did those acts and kept her husband, but died and went to hell. Christians should never watch porn. I'm sure some Christians only get married so that they can have sex.
I know, right? That's kinda sad. People should get married because of love. Tell me, Debbie, why did you get married?
I loved him, and he loved me too.
Anchor, you'll be the first to present your research paper, 200-word essay on the life, death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. Your research should be based on the biblical account of his time on earth and his divinity, since the Bible has a very accurate account of this.
My research is on the life, death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is the Son of God, without beginning or end. This is true because of John chapter 8 verse 58, where Jesus says the words, "Before Abraham was, I am." Many Christians refer to Jesus Christ as the great I am. The people who follow Jesus Christ are known as Christians, because they believe that Jesus is the Christ. Jesus Christ came to earth as an act of mercy. When he came down to earth, he was born of Jewish virgin named Mary. This is because salvation is of the Jews. The Jews are known to have had recorded writings much before most civilizations had documented anything, proving that they were a people of understanding. The Jewish genealogy also traces back to Adam, believed to be the first man that God created.
Jesus Christ was born in Bethlehem of Judea, and the first attempt to kill him happened right after his birth. There were 3 wise men who asked about where he is that was born King of the Jews, because they had seen his star in the east. Herod was the king at the time. I think Herod wanted to kill the holy child, and told the wise men to tell him where the child should be born. They didn't return to him, so he killed all the babies born in Bethlehem and all the coasts thereof, from 2 years old and under. Joseph had fled to Egypt with Mary and Jesus before this had happened, because he was warned by an angel. So that was the first attempt on his life. After Herod died, an angel told Joseph to go back to Israel with Mary and Jesus. He couldn't go back to Judea, because he was scared of Herod's son, so he stayed in Nazareth.
Jesus was baptized by John, and a voice came from heaven saying, "This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased." I believe that the voice of God was heard so that people could understand who Jesus really was. An easier way of explaining this is that Jesus Christ was the Creator, dwelling with his creation. Jesus Christ began his ministry at about the age of 30, give or take. During his ministry he had taught the Christian doctrine, and many of his words were recorded in Scripture. The Christian doctrine is a doctrine based on the fear of God and loving people, pretty much grounded on the 2 greatest commandments. Fear God and love your neighbor as you love yourself. Your neighbor is pretty much your fellow man or woman. Use scriptural references. Gary, the teachings of Jesus. Some of the teachings of Jesus are these. Matthew 5 verse 22. Don't be mean to people. Matthew 5 verse 44. Bless them that curse you. Matthew 7 verse 16 and 20. You can know people by looking at the stuff that they do. Matthew 17 verse 21. We need to pray and fast. Matthew 19 verse 23. It's hard for rich people to get into heaven. Matthew 24 verse 22. Something bad is about to happen in the world.
Lord Jesus Christ, Yeshua the Messiah, was betrayed by Judas Iscariot, for 30 pieces of silver. Judas took the Bible to capture Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane. He betrayed Jesus with a kiss. Why we say, kiss of Judas, when our friends betray us? They crucified Jesus with 2 other men. After 3 days, Jesus Christ rose from the dead. Jesus destroyed the power of death so that we should not be afraid of death.
Hi, I'm new here. My name is Sharon.
Hey Sharon, my name is Heavenly.
Don't hate me, I'm not a dog. You should say hi.
Oh, okay.
I feel so fat. I mean, I'm the fattest kid in class. What do you think of my weight?
Well, I think you're full of life. So full of many things.
Really?
Yeah, you're just voluptuous and a healthy eater. You're not fat at all.
Am I the only one that thinks that she's fat?
What can I get you, ma'am?
Spicy bun buns, with a paprika caramel slushy.
Coming right up.
I could not sleep last night. I almost know that he wants to kill her.
Kill her?
Yeah, my cousin married some money-hungry guy. He took out a $3 million life insurance policy on her. Then he got her to change her will, which means everything goes to him if she dies. Now he wants to take her mountain climbing, and I bet that's where he plans to kill her. Why do men love money so much?
There are also women who love money, and the amount of women who have sex with men for money or other favors is incredible. I think evil people love money.
My understanding of this is that their hearts are empty, and they fill it with anything that gives them meaning. Either way, I'm getting the police involved before he kills her.
You should.
Can't believe that I have a test to study for, and I don't have the right textbook.
Are you in college?
Yes, I'm doing microbiology and chemical science.
What's that like?
Clearly difficult, but I want to become a research scientist. Having the dreamiest professor alive makes it hard to concentrate though.
Here you go.
Thanks, I literally had to eat breakfast in a cab these days.
So, what's the name of your dreamy professor?
David Anderson, some scientist.
Really?
Yeah, gotta go. TTYL.
Sure, TTYL.
Now you know he's your daddy boy.
Now I know that I am your father.
Hi, Dad.
Ooh, my heart is melting.
Hi, son.
You know you as my daddy. And you gone pay
You know
child
you're paying
support
child support,
and get me
boo.
a new backpack.